Oh, my coffee. Let's see. Did I turn this off? Yep. Yellow. All right. Push-ups, Evan? All right. What's up, C?
Martin, what happened to your account?
In my repetitive sequence, I got sent a post from Children of the Night in a DM. They protect sexually exploited children and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a DM from an account about that, and I posted it, and then I had suspicious internet activity coming off of my Wi-Fi because I give out my certain passwords on my internet
Mm-hmm.
for people to use. Like if you lived in my neighborhood and you needed to get Wi-Fi in the middle of the night, you'd have a password at my house, so you could stand in my backyard or the neighbors or something, anywhere you wanted, and use my internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I had suspicious. I got a post from Children of the Night, and then I had suspicious internet activity, and everything got turned off for a hot minute. So it's back up this morning.
Okay, that's good. Cav, you want to do push-ups?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll do some push-ups. So hard to go.
But it happens in the sequence, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go.
How many are you doing?
10.
1,000? 10? 10,000?
15.
All right, ready? Go. One.
Bill.
Okay, bye, Martin. Have a good day.
Bye. Who's next? Yeah, I live in South Hill. Right? She gonna be buff. Let's see if L wants to do 15 push-ups, because C did 15 push-ups. Excalibur.
What's up?
What's up?
Push-ups?
Yep.
I did 3 already. Okay. Oh, questions today or just push-ups?
Questions?
What do you think is key to a strong relationship?
So, first off, we know relationships or attraction is a physical thing in the very beginning, right? So, you have to build your foundation. So if you can understand how, this is for you women in the room, if you can understand how a male's biology works, you can build a strong relationship with your man if you have him, after he's done exercising at the gym, doing track, football, soccer.
Oh, the chocolate.
Yes. You're training, so before you get that quantum entanglement that we call love, you can train his biology to feel good around you. You know how like when a baby's freaking out and it hears its mom's heartbeat, it stops crying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me block this person real quick. You can train your partner's biology to do the same thing in real life. So if you have your father was in the military, he has PTSD really bad. Really bad. He's freaking out all the time. Every time he's having a really good time, and every time he's done exercising or doing yard work or done fasting, you give him some chocolate and you stare at his face. His body learns to release feel-good endorphins every time he sees you. Right? And that really, that sense of feeling good Every time so say me and you were dating, I had PTSD real bad. And every time I was done exercising, playing football or soccer, you gave me a piece of bacon or chocolate, training my biology to release dopamine and other feel good endorphins every time I see your face and hear your heartbeat.
Like,
What are you doing? You right? Does that make sense? You're training my biology to make me feel good every time I'm around you and put my anxiety and my stress at ease.
like
Right? When
Pablo,
my
right?
exactly. Eventually, after my psychology and my anxiety is at ease every time I'm around you, all I have left to do is focus on happy memories and have fun with you. Right? And then
Mm-hmm.
eventually we'd fall in love.
So has Heather feed you chocolate after you're done push-ups?
Yep. So we've been through some serious trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So if you lived in my neighborhood and you were one of the neighborhood kids, you got to walk, like literally the military's has broken into my house and threatened to rape and murder my wife if I didn't kill people, set up rape scenarios on me. They've done some really horrific things that cause massive amount of psychological trauma and PTSD. But I had training before that, um, just in case, right? I had just in case training, like just in case shit hits the fan, because it's going to hit the fan. Um, this is what you need to do, and it works. It really does. It just takes people don't realize it takes time, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to happen today or tomorrow. It takes months. You know, it literally takes a good 6 months to actually start training somebody's physiology to do what it needs to do to fix you.
How
And
long
that's the
have you
problem.
and
Most
Heather
people
been
don't have
together?
patience. We've been together, so um, uh, we got officially married in 1996
Oh my
as kids.
god. I wasn't even born yet.
We have pictures of us when we were children at the beach and ocean shores.
You should
So
post them.
I
You have
posted I posted one time, but yeah, I have some things hidden. I have pictures. It's weird, like so. Um, every once in a while, every once in a great while, I'll have an old veteran or an old Vietnam guy or something like that. We'll have pictures of me and my wife when we were kids,
Aw,
before we got married, before anybody ever knew anything about us. Uh,
so cute.
yeah, but when we were put together, as you would say, she told everybody she would never date me. She's like, he's not my type, and I told everybody she was just a pain in the ass. I'm like, she's a pain in the butt. Yeah, I would never. And her dad was in the Air Force, and a bunch of men they set up routes for us to go on walks. Because I used to have a lot of meltdowns, a lot worse than I do now because of my autism. So they'd set up routes for me to go on walks. You know, they park and monitor us. And her friends would always be like, I feel like somebody's watching us. I'd always joke and be like, nah, but it was always her parents or some other dude in the Air Force keeping an eye on us. But if I did really, really well, so I'll give you an example. One of our first dates was around Halloween, like official dates, and we went on a walk, and we did the whole thing, and she wanted this frickin' pumpkin. It went literally like a 30-pound frickin' pumpkin. I carried it like 3 frickin' miles, and I was really upset because it was heavy as shit, and it was just a stupid pumpkin. But so I didn't get mad or say anything to her. So her dad and his friend gave us put 20. We were walking. They put $20 in front of us, and then we went to Catton's and had French fries and nachos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went on a walk again, and some other stuff happened, and I didn't have a freak out, so they gave us another $15, and then we went and got hot cocoa and things like that.
Ah!
So like that's how things would work. We'd go and do something, and if everything worked out, her dad or some different Air Force man would give me like $20, and then we would go to roller skating at Tiffany's. I hated it was so loud in there.
But you did it for
So
Heather.
yeah, yeah. But
Oh.
when we were first together, we didn't really like each other.
Opposites attract.
But well, yeah, but I had to take these classes called pre-Cana. They're premarital classes where they teach you, um, when you every night before you go to bed and shower. And this is something for you girls. You're supposed to wash your wife's back and have your wife wash your back. For if you ever get hurt or injured later on in life, those little things you associate so many positive memories that you'll lose in a traumatic brain injury or a memory loss or anything like that. That you can, after the injury or the traumatic event, you washing your husband's back will recall all of those memories eventually, right? Little by little, little by little. But it takes time, right? It's just
Were you both military babies?
kind of,
Oh, you guys
kind
so
of.
cute.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't understand. Like people ask me where I get my education. I'm like, I thought the military just gave everybody all the education they wanted. Like I could be like, I want some information from MIT about this, and they'd be like, all right, kid, whatever, here you go. Like literally, like in a day or two, they're like, what else do you want? Because they want to hear what I have to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was the same for everybody until my son started looking into college. And I kept telling him, like, I don't think he might understand now, but I kept telling him, like, I don't understand what the problem is. I'm like, you're my son. You can just ask the military, and they'll just give you a bunch of fucking information. They'll just pay for it.
Okay, I gotta go. Bye,
Bye.
Martin.
Who's next on push-ups? You should block everyone. Who cares? Ad for food, no push-ups. Let me join. Nicholas.
Martin.
How you doing? How many push-ups are we doing?
I'll do like 10 or 15.
You got to do 20 because the girls are doing 15.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. All right. You got a question?
Yeah.
All right.
So did you know Chris Powell?
I think you shouldn't be trolling people about stuff like that or asking. If you had a friend who committed suicide, would you like it if everybody asked you, didn't show any manners or remorse or any respect for your feelings and just ask you dumb questions about it?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean, but I want you to think about that.
No.
How would you feel?
Well, yeah. I just wasn't sure. Like, people said you lived in the same neighborhood, but I was like,
Josh Powell's father-in-law lives behind my house.
mm-hmm.
He was part of my group who took care of sexually exploited women and children at the hands of the military.
Mm.
And I don't think people really understand how that works, but when the military find you, they don't actually put a bullet in your head. They do psychological operations to try and get you to kill yourself or your spouse. If you've been watching my feeds long enough, when my wife first worked for Helly Hansen, you got the international community got to watch the military and men in my community set up situations while telling me to kill my wife. If I want the psychological torture to stop psychologically being fucked with, kill my wife. Kill her. If you kill her, you won't have to suffer anymore. If you kill other people, there's no more suffering.
Damn.
That's a fact of reality. Now, Josh Powell had stated in the beginning, hey, I'm being psychologically and physically tortured by members of the military. And people say, that shit's not real. And then we let my whole community watch. Yeah, they do that. We let women and children see. Men and veterans in my community can set up rape scenarios, abductions, psychologically you today. They can show up to your door, psychologically torture you, physically torture you until you take your mom's life, your brother's life, your sister's life, your family member's life, and get away scot-free. there's people in your community today that can create the psychology that leads to homicide and mass shootings, and there's no legal repercussion.
But
And
why would they want you to do that?
Well, if you protect sexually exploited women and children, you want to make sure.
Yeah. True.
Right. If you're a member of the military, and I'm a member of the military, and you protect those children, and I find out you're the one doing it, I need to figure out where you put those children, because those children can turn me in later on. And if I'm a lieutenant or a 4-star general, it doesn't, whatever. If I join the FBI, if it's the FBI that's been doing it, right? I need to figure out where you're at and where you've been putting them, because you can end my career. Those children can end my career. So you have a bunch of trained people in psychological operations and unconventional warfare.
Talking Martin.
Right?
Yeah.
What? You think about that. People trained in unconventional warfare and psychological operations, looking for you. Well, what's unconventional warfare? Unconventional warfare is, I don't put a bullet in your head. I get you to put one in your wife's head. I don't do it. You do it for me. I don't kill you. I SWAT you so the police kill you.
What the hell was that?
That's where people don't understand things, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And what's sad about it is that the international community of women and children get this information, go, we can never trust the FBI and we can never trust the military. And on top of that, we have videos of the FBI and the military setting up rapes, abductions, scenarios, and the tactics that lead to homicide and mass shootings. I can't trust the FBI, but I can, right? I mean, think about this. Now I've witnessed the FBI or the military do that. I can't trust the police, the military, or the FBI. I've recorded this information. I can sell it to a criminal organization who can use it to get recruits. Right? Look. As a cartel, we're not the bad guys. We sell drugs. Look who's doing the murdering and the homicides. The FBI, the military. Look who's killing people. What are you going to do if I'm trying to recruit you as a cartel? Are you going to believe what everybody says, or are you going to, if I can show you a video, are you going to believe what you see with your own eyes?
Bro, that makes a lot of sense. Bro, you're too woke for this, bro.
Well, I got in real life, from a very young age, because of things that come out of my mouth, people have always said, eventually somebody's going to try and kill you. And so I got a lot of weird training. So, and some of my family members and friends were murdered when I was younger. So I had a lot of training and things because I saw things happen. And because of that training, it allowed me at 17 to take a job taking care of women and children. And because of that training, I didn't take my life or my wife's life.
Yeah.
Like other people do. But I mean, if you're airborne ranger and you've sexually exploited women and children, and we find you, they're not going to put a bullet in your head and get themselves in trouble. They're going to set up the psychological operation to get you to kill yourself and your wife, to get you to kill somebody else. Because if you kill somebody else, what happens? The police have to show up and kill you.
Yeah.
Right? You've taken care of my problem for me. And that's where people don't understand education. Right? There's so much information out there and so much knowledge that it's just outside of most people's realm of reality. But if you want to know something, about research, what happened to him? Why did he say the military and the FBI were setting up rape scenarios and abductions? And then why was I able to show women and children the FBI and the military do exactly what he said was happening before he killed himself and was asked to kill himself and his wife? Why was I put in a situation where people got to witness the FBI and the military in my community, veterans in my community, set up the exact same situation and then tell me to kill my wife? Literally, people got to watch the military and the FBI set up rape scenarios and abductions, psychologically, physically torture me, and then tell me if you want it to stop, just kill your wife. Now, had I done it, I'd just be a murderer, right?
Yeah.
I'd be a bad guy. But no, without people realizing, why is the FBI out there trying to get people to kill their spouses? Why is the FBI and the military out there setting up these situations to get people to kill themselves and other people in the community? And that's quite eye-opening. Why is the FBI today trying to get people to kill people in your community?
Yeah.
Why is the military today engaging in unconventional warfare and psychological operations to get people to kill their family members, to do mass shootings? I've been on a very, very long journey.
Yeah.
The difference, I don't think people understand. They're coming. They've killed literally. When I got my job, they're like, everybody in your position, when it comes time to retire or get close to getting, has been murdered or taken their own lives, and we're not sure why. We don't know what the fuck is going on. I spent years and years and years of training so I wouldn't die, so people could capture what was going on. And then all they ever captured was it's the military and the FBI. It's the people they said were coming to fix everything were the ones doing the bad things. And that's quite eye-opening. They tell you the FBI and the military are here to help. Well, they're the ones that, now when you think about this, so we know Josh Powell took his life because of these situations that I was put in, asking me to take my wife's life and things like. How many other people in our community murdered themselves, or a family member committed homicide and suicide because the military and the FBI are allowed to torture anybody they see fit?
Yeah.
Anybody that might cost them their job. If you can cost an FBI agent their job, or a special forces or somebody their job, they're allowed to psychologically torture you till you kill somebody. How many people in our community are gone? How many women and children are actually missing because of the shit the FBI and the military do? Now, I'm not saying they're all bad apples. But I'm just saying, for the military to turn a blind eye, and the rest of the members of the FBI to turn a blind eye, so some of their members can do unconventional warfare and psychological operations on American citizens, so they kill their family or other people. That is the epitome of evil. That is the epitome of distrust. Why are you guys allowing that kind of information? Talking about, people got to witness it. People get to witness that shit. Who wants to do push-ups? It's a fact of reality. Let's see, push-ups. You think about how many 22 a day? You think about 22 veteran suicides a day. How many of them are actually at the hands of the military, who sexually exploit women and children or break the law, or the FBI?
A lot.
How many push-ups are we doing?
I'll do 25.
All right. Go. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yeah. How long do you stay in ketosis?
It depends. Sometimes I stay in for weeks, months. Sometimes I stay in for just a day. It depends. But I haven't had any sugar since last night, right? And so this morning I had 2 keto bars and some coffee. So I'll be in ketosis by 1 o'clock, and I won't have any sugar till dinner, if I have any at dinner. So every day I'm in keto for at least 4 or 5 hours every single day, a minimum. Except for sometimes on the weekends, me and my wife get a little crazy with carbs and fruit. So sometimes on the weekend she'll make blueberry pancakes or strawberry pancakes, you know. But I know if you pay attention, if I have a lot of fruits on Saturday and Sunday or Friday and Saturday, pizza on Friday night, and apples and all that stuff on Saturday, I don't eat for usually Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But if like this week, I didn't have very much fruit over the weekend, so I ate Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Is keto also like relative to how much you work out?
Well, yeah. Now, you can have 20 grams of carbs if you just watch TV all day long. So, if I do a few push-ups, I can have 21 grams. If I do some squats and run and exercise and do my kettlebell, I can have 100 carbs or 150 grams. Right? The more like sometimes I do my kettlebell all day long. I can eat 2 pizzas and still be in ketosis. I've done 4,000 calories worth of exercises, and I've eaten 3,000 calories worth of carbohydrates. Right? That's a lot of carbs, but I'm still 1,000 calories short on what I need, for energy. So what does that do? It still leaves me in keto. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you think like militaries and intelligence agencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
We give you a little bit of carbs, and then you have to do push-ups, run on the beach, hold a log over your head, run through the woods. What are we doing? We're giving you 4,000 calories worth of carbs, but we make you exercise 6,000, 7,000 calories worth of exercise. You're still in a calorie deficient diet. What does that do? You're eating carbs, so you're not thinking about keto, but you're in ketosis the entire time you're in boot camp. Then if you get out of boot camp, think about this. The higher up you move in the military and intelligence agency, the longer you have to go in a period of time in ketosis. This is quite fascinating. We'll tell you today, doctors will tell you, keto is not good for you. Well, in boot camp, that's 8 weeks. That's 8 weeks of ketosis, right? But then if I want to be a ranger or something like that, then it might be 24 weeks instead of 8 weeks. Now, if I want to be a SEAL, it might be 6 months in ketosis. But I want to get to the top of the SEALs. After I graduate BUDS, I want to go into a specialty program. I might be in a specialty keto program for 2 years. See, somewhere? Keto is bad for you. But every intelligence agency and military, independently from every country, puts you in a ketogenic diet. Right? And the higher up you make it, the longer periods of time, you're in ketosis. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Right? Just the beginning. Just to be the beginning of the military's boot camp, you're in ketosis for 8 weeks. Right? The basics of your training, the very basics, is 8 weeks of keto. Now, is that the only time you go into keto? Or once you do boot camp, can you go into SEALs, MARSOCs, anything else? Any off label MOS that's not very public? And if so, do you get to eat all the pizza you want, or are you in a ketogenic state?
Yeah.
Right, you can, but you're running on a beach, you're exercising. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
People don't really understand that. Like the doctors will tell you today, ketosis is the worst thing you could ever do for yourself. And you go, well, why does every military and intelligence agency independently use a ketogenic state to make their recruits smarter and stronger? If it's not good for you, why does every military and in the name intelligence agency, an agency based on intelligence, needs intelligent people? You're going to have to go into keto. But if I don't want intelligent people, it's not good for you. If I don't want you smart, don't do it. Don't do it. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
You have a great day, sir. I'm gonna get some more people on for some push-ups.
You too.
God bless. Well, let's bring this one on, Alex. That's a good thing. Now, let's see if Alex comes on. We'll talk about this question he had. It's a very, very good question. Nope. All right, let's see. Flow. Now, people will say, I heard keto is bad for your a prolonged keto is bad for your organs. If you have organ failure, and this is quite interesting. Listen to this statement. People will tell you,
Martin.
how you doing? Listen to this statement. People will tell you low keto is bad for your organs. But if you have kidney failure, liver failure, problems with your pancreas, any kind of internal organ failure, you have to go on keto so your organs can repair themselves. But the key difference is, let me get this person out of here. The key difference is you take a vitamin, right? Ketosis is bad for your organs if you're not taking any vitamins. Why? Because ketogenic diet is not high in vitamins. So you're not getting all of the vitamins your organs need to be healthy. But if you're in a ketogenic state and you take a vitamin to raise your vitality, man, and you drink enough water, then ketosis is now very sustainable and probably the best diet you can do long term. But previously, before we had vitamins, how did you get your nutrients in a ketogenic state? You didn't.
Right.
But now you can. How many push-ups you want to do?
20.
All right, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I've got a question for you.
All right.
Are you self-isolating
Am I what?
because of the coronavirus? Are you self-isolating?
So I have autism, so I don't like to leave my house anyways.
Okay. Also, could you do me a favor?
What?
Hey, I need to record this. Could you say shout out to Kobe Harvey?
Nope.
Oh, okay. That's all good.
You have a great day, sir.
Have a nice day. Take care.
Let's do some push-ups. Who's next? You got to do push-ups, and I'll answer your questions, Jake. It's a great.
What, Martin?
How you doing? How many push-ups are we doing?
Only 10. I'm not that good at exercise.
15 minutes.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep, 15. Go. 1. All right. It's froze. So, your question was bonding with a girl?
Yeah.
Just be nice. This is
nice.
what most boys don't. I want you to think about this. When you're with your guy friends and all of your friends horsing around, that girl that you're interested in saw you, right?
Mhm.
So this is what men don't understand. She already knows who you are and how you act. So then if you're around her and you be somebody else, it's a turnoff. They don't know what you're doing. Why is he not being the same person? And I don't mean if you talk vulgar around your friends, talk vulgar around a girl. Don't do that. But they know if you have a joking personality, they know who you are. So a lot of men don't realize this girl was watching me. I'm a class clown. Girls watching me, I'm a class clown. Then I start paying attention to her, and I start liking her, and I no longer be the class clown because I want her to like me. What does that show her?
It shows that you're trying to be different.
Exactly. Now, why would she let me talk to her in the first place? Because she noticed me when I was the class clown, right? She noticed you. She noticed who you were already, and that's what allowed her or let her want to talk to you. And then you come up and be something different. It makes it all wishy-washy. Make sense?
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
All right, Martin. Thank you.
God
God
bless.
save the Queen. Bye.
Push-ups.
Hey, Martin.
How you doing, sir? How many push-ups are we doing?
20?
25? All right. Ready, go. One.
I did 30.
All right.
All right. Do you believe in any afterlife or anything like that?
Well, I mean, what do you believe in, religions or science?
Well, I'm kind of open to both, you know?
All right, well, so let's think. So let's start with science.
Well, with science,
God or Allah, right?
I believe that...
God, Allah. Hold on. I'm going to help you. You got to let me get there, though. Right? In religions, Yahweh, God, or Allah, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, their God is light. And you came from, and you'll return to the light of God,
Yeah.
right? Now, in science, what are you made out of?
Atoms, carbon.
Right? Slowed down light?
Yep.
Huh. That's weird. That's weird. Science proves some of that part in religion correct. Right? You came from the light and you'll return to the light. Now,
Yep.
your soul, your spirit, your consciousness, your spark of light that is real light is energy and information, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in religions, your soul, your spirit, your consciousness cannot be created nor destroyed. It came from the light and will return to the light. In science, quantum mechanics, energy and information cannot be created nor destroyed. It came from the light and it will return to the light. Well, that's weird.
So...
Science is proven, but people don't have the intelligence to understand what it is we're saying in science. Even scientists. I mean, you have a scientist tell you there's no such thing as the afterlife. And you go, okay, can you explain to me what my consciousness or my soul is? Oh, it's energy and information. Can I destroy it? No, it has to. It came from somewhere and it returns to where it came from. It cannot be destroyed. You go, listen, Mr. Scientist, you're suffering cognitive dissonance. A scientist holding two sets of beliefs. There's no such thing as the afterlife, but my scientific evidence has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt you're going to return to where you came from because your consciousness cannot be destroyed.
Right.
Now, so then we get to, quantum mechanics, quantum field theory's local manifestations of energy and matter. Where did that come from?
I'm not sure.
The original information in Christianity, right? So you have, now this is what's highly interesting. If you read the original information or scriptures in Christianity about Jesus Christ, it doesn't say it was a person. It says it's light. So then people study that. So we give you don't have an education? There's a man named Jesus and he does all these things. Oh, you have an education in science? It doesn't say anything about Jesus. It talks about light. Now, can you research and tell me, does light turn one seed into 100 bushels? Yes.
Damn.
Does light kill the bacteria that creates leprosy, curing lepers? Yes. Does light turn 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish into chum so you can feed 5,000 people? Yes. Does light turn water into wine? Yes. Light does everything the Bible tells you Jesus Christ did. And the Bible even tells you the light of the world sacrificed itself on a cross. Now, does the light of the world sacrifice itself on a cross over from energy into matter to do all the miracles the Bible tells you this person did? Yes, it does. So this is what's highly fascinating. We have the scientific world and the religious world.
Yeah.
And the people who have the original information in Christianity have 2 different versions they tell. Here's the scientific version because it doesn't speak about a person. Help us further this scientific information so we can get to the Creator before anybody else on the planet does.
Right.
And then they tell everybody else, the original information says a person.
Mm-hmm.
And this is highly fascinating. They tell you the first steps of natural sciences will turn you into an atheist because it disproves the version of God you've been given. And you go, well, what science? The science created by Christianity. The first steps of natural science given to the physicists, astrophysicists, and theoretical physicists, and natural scientists in the world turn you into an atheist. The original information given to scientists from Christianity disproves Jesus Christ. It makes them an atheist. But at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. How so? Does the light of the world, right? So we've disproven Jesus is not a real person. When people tell you historically, right? Historically, there's evidence that Jesus Christ turned water into wine.
Yeah.
It's a half-truth. Right? Historically, the Son of God does turn water into wine. Right? That's a proven, that's a fact of history. But if you don't know it wasn't a person, you have no idea what I'm saying. So, I made you an atheist. I've given you the truth in the scriptures about Jesus Christ. I've proven it's not even a person, but it is light. Now, is the electromagnetic spectrum or the light of the world's glory too bright for any man to lay their eyes upon?
No.
Yes. Can you see the entire electromagnetic spectrum? Or just the center, the 7 seals of light, just the center 7 seals.
I'm pretty sure it's just a specific range.
Right. So now let's think about it. So you can see the center of this light of the world that sacrificed itself on a cross. You can just see the 7 seals that the Bible tells you contain an apocalypse, a lifting of the veil, a revelation. The 7 seals does everything that the Bible told me Jesus Christ did. What is the apocalypse or lifting of the veil? It's not a real person. It really is the light of the world. You get to quantum field theory, the most advanced science that humans have today. The truth from the original scriptures that was used to create the Bible. Now, those 7 seals, the body, the center of the electromagnetic spectrum that is too bright for your eyes to lay upon. Is there a body? Does it have a body that looks like us? Is there a celestial image in the 7 seals of a bow and a cloud, the Ark of the Covenant? Yeah. And now this is weird. The original truth from Christianity, not Jesus, but there really is right? And the Bible tells you, you can see the original Jesus, not the one we're giving you in the book, but the original one in the bow of a cloud, in the 7 seals of Revelation. What is that? There's a body of light, the body of the electromagnetic spectrum. That's glory is too bright for me to lay my eyes upon. But the center of it has a head, a torso, 2 arms, and 2 legs. And it does every miracle from not just Christianity, every religion. And those miracles, turning 1 seed into 100 bushels and all of that stuff, actually I consume and have evolved to be created in its image, in the image of the Creator, right?
Right.
Natural sciences made me an atheist. It proved to me that the Roman Catholic Church was lying about Jesus Christ. It disproved it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And that's why the Catholic Church is the original creator of quantum field theories, local manifestations of energy and matter, or how the light of the world truly does sacrifice itself on a crossover. So you think that's weird. Not only does the Catholic Church given the world Jesus Christ sacrificing itself to turn one seed into 100 bushels. The Catholic Church has also given the world quantum field theory, or how the light or the sun in the sky does all the miracles of every religion's God. That's crazy, because it actually does. But it also has a body that looks just like us in the center, right? A tabernacle, tackle a tabernacle, right? I can make a man an earthly device and see light actually has a head, a torso, 2 arms, and 2 legs. And when it gives me my daily bread and my last supper, all the animals and all the plants in the world for me to consume, I've evolved to be created in its image, have I not?
I'd say so.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Why would the leaders of Christianity not want you to find the real creator? Because aren't you giving them money so they can fund more of this quantum field theory? If they gave the world quantum field theory, they gave the world the Big Bang, right? Christianity gave the world all of this science that disproves Jesus Christ. Why would they do that?
Well, I think that
Still
they're trying to hide something.
Well, here's the thing. They are. Now think about how fascinating this is. Christianity, not only just Christianity, though, Abrahamic religions have given the world this science that disproves the God they've told you to believe in. But it proves the one that exists in the original information they perverted to give you. So science disproves God. What God? The one we've given you. But it proves the creator, the original one.
Right.
That's fascinating. And where we're at today is we have children growing up going, I understand, I have the intelligence to understand how we can convince somebody there's historical documentation of Jesus Christ if they don't know the sun cures lepers. Right? If you think about this today, the sun cures a leper. In 100 years from now, you read it. There's historical documentation proving the Son of God cured a leper. Yes or no? Yes. Now, without an education, you think they're talking about an actual person. So as a historian, you go, there's historical evidence of a person doing these things, but which is highly fascinating. In a little bit, is highly fascinating. But at the same time, the people who have that information that are telling you to believe in Jesus are giving the original information to scientists that say there's no such thing as Jesus. And you go, well, why don't you believe in Jesus, Mr. Scientist? Because the people who have the original scriptures from Christianity have let me read them, and it doesn't say anything about a person. It's a lie. It says everything about the light of the world. And I can prove today the light of the world does every miracle of Jesus Christ. I can prove today the light of the world does every miracle of Yahweh. I can prove today the light of the world truly does sacrifice itself on a cross for your sins. Right? We can prove today. Here, let's just talking to you. Let's go here. Right there. Without even having to do anything. You guys watch. I'm going to bring someone on that said prove it. You can see the body of light, and you're created in its image. Let me see, Connor. We'll do some push-ups. I can prove today beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Hey, Byron, how's it going?
Right? Pretty good. Does the light of the world sacrifice itself on a crossover from energy into matter to turn one seed into 100 bushels? That's how you farm. Now, does the light of the world sacrifice itself on a crossover to turn water into wine? Yeah, that's how we originally discovered alcohol. Huh. Does the light of the world sacrifice itself on a crossover from energy into matter to cure lepers? Yeah. But without right, if you don't have an education in agriculture, alcohol, medicine, entomologies, you don't know any of that stuff. Right? Now, in order for me to make you believe it's a person, I have to hide the truth from you. I have to lie to you on purpose. Why? Because I don't want you to find the creator. If you find the creator, how do I make money off of you?
Right.
How many push-ups are we doing, sir?
Let's go for 50.
All right.
Let's go.
Ready? Go. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 7, 8. Those of you saying go all the way down, I'm on 6-inch bars. My nipples just have to go below my palms. Anyways.
All right. I was wondering about your weight loss journey and like your diet and your like physical workout what you did.
So I was like this before I took my job. And if you sustain enough injuries long enough, it's hard to keep up. And I made a big stink, social media and publicly, where I've still been assaulted and hurt, but it's so infrequent now that my biology is able to keep up with me, if that makes sense. If you look back in when I was 17, 18, took my job, I look just like this. But, you get hurt 2 or 3 times a month, once a week for 15 years, 20 years. It catches up with you. And, I made such a huge stink. My best friend, one of my best friends, he ran himself over with his dump truck. I had another friend, he shot himself in the back of the head. My uncle drowned himself. My other uncle, my cousin supposedly shot him. I mean, I've just been through so much shit.
Right.
Let me get rid of this troll. And I just made a huge stink. The injuries and assaults are happening I shouldn't say so far in between, but they're spread apart enough where I heal. I think the doctors told my wife, I've been blessed by the hand of God. They've never seen anybody. I have a CAT scan I had an aneurysm. And they put me in a machine. I remember going in the machine. I remember blah, 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 all of it. And, I remember them reading the thing and talking about how part of my brain blew up. And I went back a few, after doing certain things, and literally I'm just sitting there and they're like, it's the same people that gave me the original MRI and CAT scans and stuff. And they're like, this is fucking impossible. It's gone. Like it's gone. I had kidney failure, liver failure. I mean, but, things have just have slowed down in my life, if that makes sense. I've had a lot of things slow down so that my body can catch up with itself. Yeah. But I also know how to you talk about biohacking, right? Hacking your biology. There's things you can do today that will trigger your immune system into going into overdrive to heal you of things, even if you're not sick. So people ask me, why do I eat frogs and worms and things like that?
Yeah.
They contain viruses and bacteria. Okay. And just because those viruses and bacteria don't make me sick doesn't mean my immune system doesn't recognize them as foreign invaders and attack them. Right now, when my immune system is attacking the bacteria from a virus from a worm or a frog that doesn't necessarily make me sick, a byproduct is it pulls the antibodies latch onto the plaque between your neurons as well, healing your memory. And we don't really teach people that today. When you get a cold or an infection, the antibodies coursing through your veins also remove plaque out of your body, because they have to be able to get into places where the viruses and bacteria get. So as a nice byproduct or side effect of eating something alive is your body has to remove plaque and things like that to get to the areas where it needs to remove the bacteria and viruses. Going into a ketogenic state while you're taking vitamins, how do you heal yourself? You need energy. Right? Yeah. If you have a wound or anything like that, you have to have energy. If you go into a ketogenic state, and you're used to it, you won't have sugar withdrawals. Most people don't really understand. Most of the sickness, when you get a stomach ache and you stop eating, is keto flu. You're sick because of sugar withdrawals. If you fast once a week or a few times a month or once a month, you get used to that keto flu and you no longer have it.
So is that
So
like
then when you
building
do-
your immune system?
Well, kind of. So I want you to think about this. If I fast all the time, so me and you today, we both get the flu.
Okay.
We both stop eating. You're going to get 50% of your symptoms and your sickness is going to be sugar withdrawals. I won't have that, right? I won't have sugar withdrawals. And matter of fact, I've been training my body going to ketosis. So I'm going to have 400% more energy than you on an empty stomach for my immune system to fight off the flu. 400%. That's a lot more energy. That's just from the ketones. Now, my digestive system is also resting. My kidneys are resting. My liver is resting. All of my internal organs are relaxed. They're not in overdrive trying to break down carbohydrates and things like that and remove toxins out of them.
Whereas I have
I'm
fasted,
actually-
so
Yeah.
my body will be doing that stuff.
Exactly. So where you have 100 calories worth of energy to fight off flu, I have 800 calories because I've gotten my 400% increase from ketones or not having sugar. I also have the energy from my liver not being used, the energy from my stomach not being used, the energy from my kidneys not being used, the energy from my pancreas because it's not bucking in overdrive trying to take carbohydrates and turn it into insulin.
Yeah.
Right? I have a massive amount of more energy to heal myself than you do.
Yeah.
And I have that because Western medicine and Big Pharma has made sure you don't know. If you're not eating and you actually allow yourself to not have sugar withdrawals, you create a massive amount of more energy to heal yourself. Well, who does that benefit? If you can heal yourself or have 800% increase in energy to heal you of a disease or illness, who does that benefit? It benefits you, but not Big Pharma and Western medicine. They lose money.
Right.
They lose a massive amount of money.
So they don't want you to be doing that.
Well, how do they make money off of you if you do it?
Exactly. So they don't want you to be doing keto and all that.
Oh, no, it's now. It used to be in the old days that they can point to journals that says keto is negative or bad for your organs long term. It is, not a lie. But that was because we didn't have any vitamins. Right? If you're eating just oil, meat, and chicken, fat, where are you getting your vitamin C, your vitamin A? Where are you getting all these nutrients? You're not. You need those vitamins for your internal organs, correct?
Yeah.
So that's why a ketogenic diet used to be bad for you long term. There was no vitamins for your internal organs. But today, with the advent of technology, you can take a vitamin to raise your vitality, man. You can have all the nutrients that your internal organs need to survive on a ketogenic diet with a 400% increase in the energy needed to heal them and keep them running.
So what vitamins is it vitamin C and vitamin D that you're
No,
lacking?
every research, you take a daily vitamin. I tell everybody to take a prenatal. I mean, think about why do we tell women to take a prenatal? It has all the vitamins a baby needs to grow all of its organs. So if I'm going to go into a ketogenic diet where I'm not having fruits and vegetables very much, with vitamins in it, I can take a prenatal and get all of the nutrients all of my internal organs need so that this ketogenic diet is actually beneficial long term.
Okay.
Now, I had kidney failure and liver failure, and this is quite fascinating. We tell you today, eat your fruits and vegetables, are good for you, right? And a ketogenic diet is not good for your internal organs long term. Oh, wait, you have kidney failure? Stop eating fruits and vegetables. They're highly toxic to the human body. Oh, wait, your liver has failed? Do not eat fruits and vegetables. They're poisonous to the human body. You go, what? Oh, yeah. They gather toxins out of the air, water, and soil. You see those tailpipes out in the parking lot right now? You know what's cleaning out that aluminum and mercury? Your tomatoes, your strawberries. And if you eat them with internal organ failure, they poison you. Yeah. So you go, what is old age? Your internal organs slowly failing and leaking toxins from fruits and vegetables into your body.
Okay.
But I got 20 seconds. I'm going to do some push-ups, and my timer's up.
All right, I'll do some push-ups with you.
I could take some stuff from my wife. But yeah, I had internal organ failure. And when you have internal organ failure, you cannot have fruits and vegetables because you're actually told they're toxic. And then if you research why they say they're toxic,